can't quit because I got other people that's going to depend on me or looking up to me. And someone like my son, who's only 1 year old now, he's going to be looking up to me, and he's definitely going to be looking up to his older brother.
Oh, for sure,
you know,
man.
so like we got to show him the right way to do things. At the end of the day, fitness, self-defense, fighting sports, I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think that's a market that people are always going to love. They're always going to get in shape. They're always going to want to learn how to defend themselves and also learn, people love watching combat sports. This kid came up to me. He was like, Coach, I want to train. Okay, cool. Didn't see him for 2 weeks. He finally showed up. He's like, Coach, man, I'm sorry. I haven't been there. I've been busy. I was like, you've been busy? Really? And I start to run off my life. You raising 3 kids? You running a business? You working on 2 master's degrees?
Not only did I come back with a win, I came back with a finish. And then now we're getting ready for my 5th pro fight, main event championship, December 15th, in Denver, Colorado, finally back at home. We don't have to travel to Texas.
I watch his son fight. When he finished the guy this way, that way, he probably just went on YouTube and just kind of just watch all our fights. But then you start to realize it's like, we actually like an inspiration to the next generation. Or like the things that we do. I say that for myself, of course, but even someone like young like him, you are inspiring the next generation, the next kids. They are watching you. They are watching us. And to be able to show them how to do things the right way, how to be dedicated, how to sacrifice, how to go after your dreams, how to take a punch and give a punch, I think it's so motivational. And that's something I think Victory MMA do very well. We have to get ready, not just for show, but for the UFC level. Because once he gets there, it's one thing to make it there, it's another thing to stay there.
Welcome to the Colorado Springs Business Podcast, where we discuss business principles and provide real-life insight into the lives of everyday business owners and entrepreneurs. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe or leave a review wherever you might be listening. We interrupt this program to bring you our sponsors, the people who help make this show possible.
Franchise Succeed.
They specialize in helping small to mid-sized businesses grow through franchising, offering a full range of services from legal and financial considerations to marketing and sales. With over 6 decades of experience, the team at Franchise Succeed has a unique perspective on franchising, offering tailored strategies for both new and existing franchisors. They'll guide you through every step of the franchise process. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, visit franchisesucceed.com to schedule a free consultation.
Dope Tees. Our next sponsor is Dope Tees.
What?
Yes, a brand that's all about elevating your wardrobe game. They're on a mission to provide dope clothing that not only looks killer, but also makes you feel like $1,000,000.
Ooh.
Their designs are fresh and their quality is top notch. And they're all about making a statement.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't be happier to have them on board as a sponsor.
And we're pumped to see what new incredible things we're going to accomplish together.
That was pretty good. I was pretty enthusiastic. I'm not gonna lie. DOPETEEZ.biz.
Our next sponsor is
Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care. Imagine a healthcare experience that's truly tailored to your needs.
Let me imagine it. I got it.
Pinnacle Advanced Primary Care is revolutionizing the way we think about healthcare. Their model is straightforward. You pay monthly subscriptions directly to your primary care physician. This means no insurance companies or third-party players involved. Pinnacle believes in a healthcare system that's more personal, more accessible, and ultimately more effective.
That's pinnacleapc.com. Now, let's get back to the show. Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast. Today we have on 2 special guests, Gilbert and Elijah Smith. So Gilbert runs Victory MMA right off of Academy, right where all the construction is.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Definitely
Right
have
now,
not been
currently.
helping my business.
Yeah. So yeah, tell us. We'll let you take it off this time, Elijah.
Yeah, so I think the last time I was here, I was, 2-0. Now that we're back in the game, getting ready for a fight, a lot has happened. So I just want to be able to, bring you guys into my world and let you guys, give you guys a little insight of what's going on, what's happened, all the transitions we've been able to acquire through this time. So, yeah, I'm ready to get into it.
Well, it's been a year since you've been on,
Yeah.
almost to the day, I believe.
Yeah.
And a year ago, so you said a lot of things have changed, right?
Yeah.
When we last interviewed you, you were 2-0,
Yeah.
and you're having a fight. I think that was last December as well, right?
Yeah.
That 3rd pro fight of yours.
Yeah, something about December always.
Yeah.
I'm always active in December.
Right.
But yeah, like you said, I was 2-0, getting ready for my 3rd pro fight, and I finally took my first loss. And from that, I gained a lot of, experience in the cage. Really learned about myself. Looking back at the fight, there was a lot of things that I knew I had to clean up and, just get better. It was just an opportunity to get better. So now we're here.
You wrote a song about it.
Yeah, exactly. Made a song about it. Dropped a music video, and September 1st of this year, I made my comeback. And not only did I come back with the win, I came back with a finish. And then now, like I said, we're getting ready. We're getting ready for my 5th pro fight. Yeah, dang, that goes by fast. I remember when I made my pro debut. But yeah, we're making my 5th pro fight, main event championship, December 15th. In Denver, Colorado. Finally back at home. We don't have to travel to Texas. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting one, and I just want to dabble into that and bring you guys, like I said, bring you guys into my world.
Well, what a whirlwind, first and foremost, because anybody in business or in life, we all know about loss.
Yeah.
And like the humbling experience as it is to be defeated in something, right?
Yeah.
And it's how you take those situations specifically and run with it that will make your character or who you are as a man. You're a young man. And you, like you said, you're on your 5th pro fight.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, how was when you had that loss? I'm sure it hurt.
Yeah.
Was there moments of like self-doubt, or did you want to get back in the gym right away? Like,
definitely self-doubt. I mean, after the fight, I tried to not think about it. I tried to move on, but it's just one of those things that, like, it's always in the back of your head, like, you don't want this to happen again. So I think when I was going into my last fight, I wanted to make sure I was as prepared as much as possible. Like, I didn't want to feel like I was shortchanging myself. And throughout that fight camp, I was going through ups and downs, and trying to see, like, if I still got it. Like, you start having those self-doubt moments, like, what's going on? Am I still that same fighter? Mm-hmm. So to go back in there and get back on a winning streak, that kind of like that brings back your confidence. You're like, okay, we were able to learn from the loss, and we come back and we get a win. We're not far off from where we're supposed to be. And then another thing that helped me out was I would check, like, other fighters, like guys who are in the UFC, and I would check out their first 3-4 fights. And if you see them, they all start out the same, almost like my story. So I was like, okay, this is part of the game. So I can't get too down on myself about this one loss. It happens to everybody. It happens to the greats. Yeah. So
where you're like, oh, I can't be Floyd Mayweather anymore.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. That's the one. I'm like, man, I didn't want to take a loss now, but I mean, it's a blessing. It really is. It's eye opening. Yeah, you just got to keep going with it, and I guess that's where you figure out if this game is for you, the fight game. Mm-hmm. Some people, they take a loss and they're like, damn, I kind of don't want to do this anymore, and I went through those same emotions, and just kept going with it, just kept grinding through, and I'm like, okay, no, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I know where I'm supposed to be, and it's here.
That's awesome.
And it's right here.
That's awesome, and I'm sure you have a lot of great teammates to lean on, your dad included, and
yeah, definitely.
Any words of advice from any of those, like your teammates or your dad during that time?
Oh yeah, like there'll be times where I have a bad day, and they just like, hey yo, they just remind me, everybody has their days. Every training session can't be your best training session. So especially when you're getting closer and closer to the fight, you start getting those emotions and people hitting you up, and you're just on an emotional roller coaster. Obviously, coming off of a win as well, or off of a loss, you don't want to go back to back on a losing streak. So just keeping those guys and my dad around me, just keeping me motivated, telling me some of the stuff they're like, hey, like, keep up, like, that's a good jab. Okay, it's just little things like that just keep you going. You're like, all right.
Little jabs. Like
yeah, exactly. Just a
good
quick
jabs.
little jab.
The best kind of jabs.
Yeah, not the bad jabs.
Yeah.
Just the bad.
Yeah, positive reinforcement.
Yeah.
Positive reinforcement. It matters. I tell you what, the thing that really showed me that Elijah is something special, I've cornered a lot of fighters But the one thing that showed me that he was something special, after he got knocked out in the 3rd round, and mind you, that's my son. Seeing that was not easy. But I had to maintain my emotions, because if I get too emotional, then he's going to get emotional. But when I walked up to him, the first thing he said to me is like, I need to quit my job. The first thing he said to me in that sense was, I need to go all in. I cannot keep going halfway, missing practice, coming up with excuses. I need to be all in. Now I told him, I was like, I don't know if you need to quit your job. You still need to make money. Okay, but that thought process really showed me that he's in this for real. Yes, we didn't win, but it didn't break him. He's already thinking on what he needs to do to get better. Like right after I walk into the cage, his first words to me was, I need to quit my job. And then and most guys, they crying, they mad, they angry, they in disbelief or coming up with excuses or whatever. He's already thinking, how can I get better?
Yeah.
And that's special.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just one of those things. It's like I always knew growing up that I felt like I was gonna be an athlete in something. I thought it was gonna be football. Mm-hmm. I didn't get that size. I didn't get the right size. So to be able to call myself a professional MMA fighter, I knew I always had the talent, some type of talent. I think just losing, it just felt like I failed my younger self. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I never want to feel that again, and just keep going. And like what my dad said, just positive reinforcements. Everybody has their bad days. It's how you come back from the bad days. So, we stay in the gym. And I thought about, like I said, I told him, I said, man, I think I need to quit my job. Because I'm like, if I want to make it to the next level, this has to be my job. Mm-hmm. This has to be my everything. Obviously, life happens. I can't quite do that right now, but that's where I was with my mindset. That's where I was trying to figure out, how do I get to the next level? Yeah. Because it doesn't get easier from here.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is that our careers really kind of mirror each other, because I lost my first fight in my 3rd professional fight. So I went 2-0. I took on a guy that was 12-4. He had 12 wins, 4 losses, 16 fights. I had only 2, and I lost to a decision. He took on a guy, he was 2-0. He took on a guy that had 8 fights. So it's like we get these 2 wins, and somehow we kind of jump the ladder a little bit too high, and we take a L, and then we bring it back down to where we're supposed to be. And the lessons, and the thing is, because we come back down to where we're supposed to be, but we already tasted that next level, we are better now. Mm-hmm. We are 100% better. And from there, I just ran off wins, and I made it to the UFC. And I believe my son is going to be he's going to be better than me in that sense, because he has the same mindset. He has the same work ethic. And honestly, we got a really great team. We got a lot of guys in the gym that I'm just so proud of. Mm-hmm. The guys that's been coming up in that Victory MMA, their attitudes is just throughout the years, these guys are getting better and better and better, more motivated, more determined. And it's just super inspiring every time I walk in the gym. I'd be tired. I'm 42, dealing with all these young kids, but these guys are just so inspiring. They make me want to have that energy and coach and give good energy back to them. So it's a blessing.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more, because for one, thank you guys so much for sponsoring our show and supporting us and being there for us. But we've talked about the gym before in the past, and the growth of it, and the level of great fighters that have come into that gym. Yeah, we've not talked to you in, call it 8 or 9 months now. What's been going on since last time we talked to you? I
mean, Victory MMA has really grown tremendously. We've been through so many, I would call it generations of fighters. Back when I was the main fighter on the team, to we got a bunch of guys throughout the years, and I think the evolution is people keep getting better and better. But I also think I'm just getting better and better also as a coach. Yeah. I'm really learning more how to deal with people, because the number one thing about coaching, and if you talk to any real coach, it's not about the X's and O's. It's not about, the punches and kicks and takedowns and chokes. That's easy to do. You go on YouTube and learn how to show a technique, right? But it's really how to deal with people's personalities and how to relate to people. And sometimes sometimes I didn't do it the best, because my mindset is quit the bitching, let's work. And that may work for some, and it doesn't work for everybody. Right. So I've been really working on trying to relate to people to where they at, not where I want them to be, because they may not be ready for that physically, mentally, or emotionally. So sometimes the coach, I have to dial it down. Like last week, I told all my fighters, I said, you know what, we're gonna have a low intensity week. Still gonna work hard, but we're not gonna be training 3 hours in a day. You know, we're gonna train maybe 2 hours, less rounds, less intensity. I'm gonna pull back the reins because we've been going so hard that now I want us to get like a little bit of a recovery week, which is something I never do. You know, something I'm like, we need to be training.
No, I need my recovery.
Right? Yeah. I honestly sometimes don't even believe in rest.
Yeah.
But as I get more and more mature and respecting people's bodies and respected, like sometimes guys come from work and then they come to the gym. I have to like, you know, coach, I'm not feeling it today. All right, man, well, you came in, you got a little bit done. Go ahead and go home, take some rest. And before I'm like, they'd be like, hey, coach, I'm not feeling today. Okay, I don't care. Let's get on the mat. Let's go. So I think the evolution with that. Also, the gym has grown as far as like the connections we have made. Like I made more connections back with my old gym, Factory X, which is a world-renowned team. So now we going up to Factory X and doing some cross training with them. Big UFC guys, top 10 guys. We got other gyms coming to our gym now. We got a gym called the Black Sheep. We got a gym in Pueblo that's coming to us to train with us. So now we like really trying to bring in different people throughout the Colorado to really do some more cross training. That's something we didn't do a lot before.
Yeah, we was kind of like just in our own world, you know.
Yeah.
That's really how it was. I think the number one thing that I like, especially going back, you know, coming back home to the gym, and I love cross training, but I love coming back to our home gym and just like showing whoever, you know, the newbies, like they'll watch us, and especially, you know, all the fighters or pro fighters, they'll watch us. So to be able to set that example of like, this is the type of work that you're gonna need to put in. If this, you know, if there's guys that want to come in who want to, you know, potentially become MMA fighters or boxing fighters, you know, we're the ones who set the tone. You know, my dad, he'll give them the technique and stuff, but we got to be the tone setters. We got to set the example. So I think, you know, just coming into practice and training and just being that role model and showing guys like, hey, I'm doing the same thing that you're doing. You know, it just I think it gives them a little bit of motivation as well. And then once you start getting those guys underneath you better, then you start having better training partners.
Yeah, plus, we got a kid, this kid named Noah, and like he came up to me. He's probably like, I don't know, 11, 12 years old. And he came up and he was like, Coach, I watch all your fights. And then he was talking about my son. I watch his son fight. When he finished the guy this way, that way. And like he probably just went on YouTube and just kind of just watch all our fights. But then you start to realize it's like, you know, we actually like an inspiration to the next generation. Or like the things that we do. And I say that for myself, of course. But even someone like young like him, you are inspiring the next generation, the next kids. They are watching you. Yeah. They are watching us. And to be able to show them how to do things the right way, how to be dedicated, how to sacrifice, how to go after your dreams, how to take a punch and give a punch, I think it's so motivational. And that's something I think Victory MMA do very well.
Victory MMA. Victory MMA isn't just about a gym. It's a community built on hard work and dedication. Their classes like jiu-jitsu focus on technique over brute force, making it accessible to everyone. Or if you're into striking, their kickboxing and boxing classes are top-notch, teaching everything from footwork to punches with precision and style. And the best part, they're currently offering a 1-week trial for just $20.
Really?
That's insane. That's actually a really good deal.
That's a great deal.
Yeah. Head over to ColoradoVictoryMMA.com to start your journey with Victory MMA today. Epic Eyewear.
Our next sponsor is Epic Eyewear, a remarkable veteran-owned brand that's revolutionizing the way we think about sunglasses. At Epic Eyewear, they believe that designer quality doesn't have to come with a hefty price tag. Their range of stylish, durable, and comfortable sunglasses is crafted to cater to all your needs. Each pair is a blend of contemporary design and practical features, ensuring you look good and your eyes are protected, no matter where your adventures take you. So, if you're in the market for a new pair of shades, remember Epic Eyewear. Check out their collection today and elevate your eyewear game.
Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Did you know what's lurking in your air ducts can impact your health and wallet? Planet Duct, a leader in air duct cleaning, uses the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado to ensure your indoor air quality is top-notch. They bring a whole new level of clean to your home or business, helping you enjoy lower utility bills, better respiratory health, and prevent damage to your HVAC system. And let's not forget about the dryer vent cleaning, essential for preventing fires and reducing drying times. Check them out at planetduct.com to learn more. Our next sponsor is Recon Marketing. They need
What does every business need, Andrew?
a bathroom.
And what else?
Marketing.
Digital marketing, right?
Okay.
So let me tell you a little about Recon Marketing. We have around 30 years experience doing digital marketing. We offer paid search, paid social, SEO, web design, and we also have a new dashboard that we're offering our clients as well. All the data pull in there so our clients can check their data whenever they want. Did you know about that part? Find us at reconmarketingservices.com.
It's funny about that kid Noah. He was telling me when we were doing boxing drills, and while my dad was giving instructions, he nudged me over. He was like, "Hey, y'all, look up to you." I was like, "Oh, I don't think I've ever had like somebody fully come up to me and tell me that. Like it just hits you different. You're like, oh, okay, for sure, definitely. Now it's like I can't take a day off. I can't stop. I can't be lazy because you see that there's somebody who's looking at you. And if you're doing the wrong things, they're gonna pick up on those tendencies. So it's pretty cool. It's funny. He even said, he was like, before he met me, he was like, he said I scared him.
Oh yeah.
He said I scared him. I was like, nah.
Did he like intimidated?
Yeah. Like I was very intimidating. I was like, nah, man. Once you get to know me and everything, like I'm really I'm chill, laid back. I like to joke, I think that's another thing that a lot of people take for fighters. They think we're always serious, everything has to be
real crazy caveman just want to beat each other up.
And there are those though.
Yeah, there are those. There
And-
definitely is.
And of course, we have other people behind us that are definitely going to be looking up to us like our kids. You know, like for instance, Elijah got his daughter, and something new that happened last year. I got my son. He turns 1 today.
I gave him I gave him his first football.
Yeah, that was his birthday gift. We celebrated yesterday doing Thanksgiving. Yeah. So when you see this 10 years from now, happy birthday, Julian.
Awesome.
And seeing Julian come to the gym, I got one video where like I'm holding pads and Julian just stops and just sits there, stands there, and he walks up to the ring. Like he's only 1, but he's walking very well.
Wow.
And just watching me hold pads and train someone. And it really makes you think like, I can't spend a day off. I can't quit because I got other people that's going to depend on me or looking up to me. And someone like my son, who's only 1 year old now, he's going to be looking up to me, and he's definitely going to be looking up to his older brother.
Oh, for sure, man.
So like we got to show him the right way to do things.
You're fighting for something bigger than yourselves now.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you too, Elijah, because it's very interesting now in today's world. They always say like getting into your parents' business, right? And a lot of kids don't want to do that nowadays. They don't want to get in the family business. But it seems like you've really, beyond just being a fighter, like you're invested in the business.
Yeah.
And so how has that been, and how's your dad inspired you to be more vested in it?
I think the biggest thing is that within this past year, I've been able to corner a lot of guys for their fights and be like and just be able to see how my dad operates during these fights and try to imitate that same emotion during these fights and try to coach these guys. Because like you said, there's gonna what we've been talking about. There's gonna be another generation behind me. So to be able to pick up whatever skill sets that he's taught me and try to pass that on to the next generation, that's my job. That's my job to keep this family business going. And I always felt like I always wanted to coach. Obviously not yet. But I do find a little bit of joy coaching and trying and just seeing guys get better. Just because I remember when there was a time where when I first started, I didn't have my MMA skills, my kickboxing, my boxing were like it was nasty. So to see my growth, I can only imagine what it feels like to be a coach and see one of your students your students' growth over time. I think that really shows of how good of a coach you really are.
Yeah, man.
It'd be interesting because, like, you know, I'm 42, and I believe I'm still relatively young, but it will come a time when I can't do the things that I want to do, or maybe I shouldn't do some of the things I want to do, and to be able to pass this business on to someone like my son. I honestly feel like this is a business that's going to be around forever, because at the end of the day, fitness, self-defense, fighting sports, I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think that's a market that people are always going to love. They're always going to get in shape. They're always going to want to learn how to defend themselves, and also learn, like, people love watching combat sports. Boxing been around forever. You know, like, wrestling was one of the first Olympic sports, and then obviously the UFC, MMA. I think it's continuing to grow. So to be able to pass this business on to someone like my son, you know, I think it's going to be great. Now for him, he's going to have to learn. Like, I honestly believe he's going to be able to teach the technique. Like I said this before, he can teach the technique, X's and O's. What the number one thing he's gonna have to learn is how to deal with personalities.
Oh, okay.
You know, to deal with people who, like, Coach, I want to be a champion, but don't show up. You know, they want to complain about something.
Right.
You know, or
I think that, like, whenever that happens, like, I'm one of those guys, like, all right, if they ain't here, then they ain't here.
Yeah. I'm like, no,
That's me too.
I'm like, if they ain't here, then that, all right, well, then we moving on.
You know, and for me, I'm like, I'm on the phone texting people like, hey man, where you at? I'm calling people like, you know, sometimes I'm literally like, got to be a dad to some of these guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but that you do need people to be on you. I've had my fair share of, like, of him being on me. I'm like, I don't feel like coming to the gym right now. I'm like, I'm out of it right now. And
you just wouldn't have showed up without him?
Exactly. To have somebody like, hey, all right, so and so is here though. Somebody's waiting for you. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead. Let me grab my stuff. I'm gonna be there. All right. So you do need those people to keep you motivated. Yeah, because I definitely know that feeling of, like, I don't feel like going.
I
to
wish
the
I
gym
didn't have
today.
to do that, because, you know, when I was fighting, no one had to tell me to show up. I'm like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is like, I can't speak the same language as some of these guys. Okay, if I have to tell you to be at the gym, we are speaking two different languages, and I can't speak your language. At the end of the day, if you want to be great, you want to be a champion, and guess what? Not all of us are going to be champions. You can work your butt off and still not become a champion. But at least you give yourself the best opportunity to become a champion. But you won't become anything sitting on the couch.
For sure, man.
And so to have this conversation with people, and like, hey man, you need to be training. Hey, you need to be training. And I get it. You tired. You sore. I get it. Your girlfriend left you. You had a hard time at work. Homework needs to be. I get all that. Still come to the gym. You gotta make it happen. If this is what you want, if this is not what you want, then fine. The best example is this kid came up to me. He was like, Coach, I want to train. Okay, cool, come on through. Didn't see him for 2 weeks. He finally showed up. He's like, Coach, man, I'm sorry, I haven't been there. I've been busy. I was like, you've been busy, really? And I start to run off my life. You raising 3 kids? You running a business? You working on 2 master's degrees? Are you training for a professional fight? All at the same time? No, I'm not. You're not that busy. I just wasn't a priority, or the gym was, or training was, or wasn't. Now, if I was a fine piece of butt, I would say the other word, but I don't want to curse.
We'll add it in.
If I was a fine-looking girl, you would find a way to get to me. Okay? Nothing would stop you. You would put everything aside, and you would take time out to come and hang out with me. But because I wasn't a priority, you didn't show up, and now you quote-unquote busy. And that's the problem with this generation. They find ways to make excuse. Don't make excuse, bro. Like,
Man, y'all was making excuses back then.
Yeah.
Get
You know me. Okay.
Y'all
Another
generation.
story I give you. Another story I give you.
He's
Right?
like your dad, dude. He's got all the stories
right.
about you too. So.
And I tell you this story, man, because, like, you know, people always think I'm a little bit crazy, and maybe I am. I don't know. But I remember one time I was training for a fight, and, like, and his mother at the time we was married called me and said, hey, Elijah broke his arm playing football, right? And I was like, I was just about to, you know, to get into training. So then I was like, okay, put him on the phone. And I was like, how you doing, son? And he was like, yeah, I broke my arm. Now my season is done, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, guess what? I'm going to see you when I get home. The doctor's going to take care of you. And then we could, like, figure out the next step. But I need to get to training. Now, I didn't say it like that, but that was basically the gist of it. And people like, if my son would have broke his arm, I'm leaving training, I'm leaving the gym, and I'm running to the hospital. But I'm like, well, I'm not a doctor. I can't do nothing for him. He's going to be okay, and I need to prepare for this fight. Now, I'm not saying my son is not important to me, but there's some things like I'm just not going to make an excuse here because I'm going to get to my son, but I know I need to train. And at that moment, there's nothing that came before training. I was that focused. Some people can understand it, and some people are like, "Hey, that's kind of messed up." But that's just the way I am.
I get it. I mean, your cup, you got to fill your own cup up, right? First, you have to, and you're teaching your kids to understand that a lot of the problems in their life they have to start solving for themselves. That's probably one of the greatest things you can teach your kids is to solve their own shit. Right?
I think that's probably that's really one of the main things that I learned from my dad is, you know, there's still some things that I do hit him up about that I have questions just to make sure I'm making the right decision.
Right. Yeah. But he's always going to be a guide for you, man.
But he shocked me about that because he would call me. Because see, talking to my son, sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a wall, and I feel like he doesn't listen to me, and he'd be like, "Nah, Dad, you don't understand." But every so often he'll call me, ask me for my advice. I'd be like, "Oh, you want my advice?" Like, okay, like makes me feel like I'm still dad sometimes.
But yeah, no, definitely like finding solutions on my own, because I know that, you know, he won't be here forever. You know, my parents, you know, I love them to death. You know, I never, I wish I could have them for, you know, I wish we could always, you know, stay here forever. But I know that, you know, they won't be here forever, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. But on that journey, I will ask for guidance. You know, what's the right move, so I can, again, talk about generation, pass that on to my kids. And just keep that same process going. Give him everything that I learned, all my failures, which he's done to me. He told me his failures, his successes, what not to do, what to do, and now we just put it together and we try to make the best out of the opportunities that we get.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, that makes him so happy that you go to him for that stuff, because those teachable moments is like what's very important for a father to bestow upon their son, right?
Yeah.
So important. So there's like this whole thing, I forgot what it's called or anything like that, but like when you're younger, obviously you idolize your parents, and then when you become a teenager and you have your own tribe and you're not like your parents aren't your whole world anymore.
Yeah.
They're kind of the villains, right? Because they're the ones telling you what to do that you don't want to do. And then eventually you kind of humanize them because you become an adult. And you're like, oh, like now I recognize my dad for his faults, and I recognize him for the things that make him great. And then you have to make a decision of like, okay, like, do I like my dad as like who he is as a person? And then you make that decision, right, as an adult to an adult, right?
Exactly.
And so I love seeing your guys' relationship. This is my first time with you two together, and it's cool to see the dynamic between the two of you guys.
You know, the funny thing is that sometimes I ask him I would go to Elijah for his advice, you know, for his opinion. You know, he is part of a new generation. And then sometimes I could get a little bit stuck in my ways, and I'll be like, "Yo, is this a good move?" You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I would ask him, you know, and honestly, Elijah is very kind of like, he's very wise for his years, and he does give me good advice too sometimes. So yeah,
the best advice is that I give him is how to dress.
Oh, nice.
You know, I be like,
your
hey,
advice
man,
too, by the
I
way.
don't know if you want to wear that out tonight.
I mean, first of all, I mean, these kids dress so different than I'm used to. All the little skinny jeans and like, I can't wear all that. I'm too old school, man.
Man, he put on a button-up, a brown, like a dark brown button-up T-shirt.
Yeah, it's
gold. With some black jeans.
Dude, you're talking to the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
We don't know how to, I mean, I don't know how to dress. I can't speak for Andrew.
With some Timbs. I had to
Timbs
give
make everything. You know where I'm from?
I just had to give
Timbs make everything look good. You know, dead ass. Timbs make everything look good.
I had asked him. I said,
Timbs are out now?
I said, are you staying here for Thanksgiving? Because I wouldn't go anywhere else.
Just yesterday.
You know, funny thing is, like, half the time you catch me in like something like this, T-shirts and some sweats, some athletic gear. I almost never like to dress up unless I'm, you know, me and my girlfriend is going out, and or sometimes, you know, she buy me clothes because I usually don't buy myself clothes. I am really becoming that old school dad.
Oh yeah.
Just wearing old school clothes and even like my sneakers. I wear sneakers until they fall apart.
Same.
Yeah, because they feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
The thing is this: I actually got money. I can go out and buy the fancy stuff. I can go, but I'm like, For what? Like I could go buy the jewelry and the chains. I could have the
Black
dopest car.
Friday.
Yeah, like, but it's for what? Like, I mean, I already got my girl. Like,
Yeah, who
I
you
mean,
trying to impress now, right?
Yeah, right. She don't want to hear that because she's like, I still should be trying to impress her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, well, I stay in the gym. I look good naked. That's all. That's all you need. So yeah, but it's good to have him next to me. It's good. You know, the funny thing is that happened this year too is that he moved out.
Oh, you moved out.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. So he moved out. He got his own place. So this is our first time in our lives that we've been living separately, except for when I was like deployed to Iraq or something like that.
Sure.
But that was actually a little bit hard for me to see him leave. And I was talking to my girlfriend about that, and I was like, because sometimes we would just have like little random conversations in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we don't have that anymore. But I still see him in the gym almost every day. So.
Yeah.
And he got his girlfriend now, and they live together.
Cool.
And seeing him growing up, being an adult, it's actually really nice to see. He got a really nice place too. Like he set up his apartment. His apartment looked better than my place.
Nice.
Yeah.
Still got that same. This last time when I was here, I had the little white dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now he just turned 1 back in July. So yeah, he's a Maltese, but he's a good dog, but he just.
Pees every damn where.
Yeah,
Every place you go, he
yeah.
just
So we
pees.
got to put a diaper on him, man. We
Oh,
gotta,
damn.
yeah, no, but back to the fight though,
I was just thinking about that.
man.
Yeah.
So the guy that I'm fighting,
Yeah.
Robert Trujillo, 5-0. He is 5-0. He was on the power slap, Dana White power slap.
Which is the most ridiculous thing out there. I'm sorry, Dana White. I'm sorry, Robert. No disrespect. But that is the stupidest thing that I've seen that came along when it comes to sport. Like, it's not a sport.
It's just for the views, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
I said that's like the only sport that like there's a guaranteed knockout. That
Well,
is,
You're
Yeah,
defenseless.
Yeah. That's how they're making the money. Just on clips and social media clips and stuff like that. Because, like, no one is going to pay to watch two people slap themselves. I mean, it's just kind of stupid. But
We're going to clip this and everyone's going to be like, we're all paying to go watch this.
no, I'm pretty sure everybody
Yeah.
agrees. But the thing is, we do watch it on Instagram. We do watch it on YouTube. We see that like 10-second clip, and you do watch it. You watch it a couple of times. They making money off of views.
yeah.
They are, yeah. He even said it himself. He said it gets way more numbers than even the UFC does.
Yeah.
But that's on social media. I
That's
think.
what you see
it's
someone
a-
get knocked out. Like
It's a 5-second clip of somebody just getting slapped and knocked out.
it's kind of hard not to watch.
You can watch it. You can watch it you could watch it twice, and that's only 10 seconds of your time.
But you see one, you see them all, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
But
That
sometimes-
is true.
But
He
sometimes
said-
they do fall a little different. Like,
Okay.
like
Hit
how
their
they-
face on it.
but like his guy has been doing very well. He had 2 matches, I believe, and he got 2 knockouts, and one of them was like he got like a $25,000 bonus.
Wow.
But you know what the question is? I was like, I'm shocked to see because he's actually 5-0, been killing in a power slap. It's interesting to see. I believe, and there's no diss to my son. I believe he's actually dropping down to fight my son, because you should be like. You are in Dana White's pocket. Like, he knows you.
Yeah.
You 5-0. You should be like somewhere along the line getting picked up pretty soon. But to come back down to Colorado and to fight Elijah, it says something about Elijah actually.
Yeah.
It says like how big of a fight Elijah really is.
Yeah.
And to hope to beat him one day, would do wonders for his career.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's gonna be a very interesting fight.
I mean, like I said, he's a very predictable fighter in my opinion. All right, we kind of already know what he's gonna bring, and we just we're just training. We're training all aspects of the fight, from the striking to the grappling. That's all it is. There's been talks that he thinks he's just gonna stop my wrestling. I'm like, bro, you're not just gonna go in there and just stop what I always do,
Yeah.
But not only that, but I mix it in so well to the point where you won't even see it.
Yeah,
you'll be surprised when I shoot you, like, oh damn, he's not gonna. Oh, you got caught. Now he's gonna see that I'm not his average. My record is 3-1. I'm not your average 3-1.
Yeah.
I've fought better guys than him. So, and he hasn't fought better guys than who I fought.
I mean, first and foremost, he hasn't fought better guys than you because we break this guy down. Okay, he's 5-0. but his last fight was against someone who was 3-8. His guy before that was 3-3. The guy before that was 1-6. Okay, so his 5-0 is not really like a good 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, this is the first time that he's actually fighting someone with a winning record.
Wow.
Okay, so he hasn't fought someone with Elijah's striking, wrestling, athleticism, youth. You know, this guy is 31. Like Elijah's 21, so Elijah's going to, like, you could say he has the grown man strength, but really Elijah's super strong. He lifting with me. Okay, and then honestly, like, I'm not trying to diss him or his team because I know these guys. Like, I personally know them. I've met them. We kind of walk in the same areas because they from Pueblo. But
Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
but even the guys he trained with, even his coach, none of those guys have ever made it anywhere. None of those guys have ever touched like a national championship, a regional show, a UFC, Bellator, PFL, nothing. You know, even in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, nothing. So you're training, no offense, guys, you're probably going to hear this, you're probably going to feel offended, and I understand why, but you're training with subpar people to try to come beat my son. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
On top of that, his last fight was about a year. It was more than a year ago.
Ooh.
Yeah, so because you've been doing power slap.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've
And
been slapping each other, we've been training.
Yeah. not just training, but being active in the cage as well. So it's not like we took it. You know, we just been training this whole time. We've been fighting as well.
Right. You've been
You know,
active.
yeah,
You
exactly.
see it on your face, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
He was pointing
like we came straight
Hell,
from
my face a little bit sore. My nose, Dustin Jacoby kind of touched my nose a little bit.
So it's like one of those things. It's like, man, I hope, like you, like what my dad said. I think, personally, in my opinion, I am his biggest fight.
Yeah,
There's
I mean, just by numbers, yeah,
There's
you
no
look at-
question about it.
Yeah.
So I hope he's bringing it. I hope he's training hard, because, man, we've been putting in work year after year after year. We're not just training. My last fight, I wasn't just training for that fight. So this fight, I'm not just training for this fight. I'm training for what's next after this. What's to come after this? Because they only, like I said in the beginning, it only gets harder from here. There's not like I go on this, 3-4 fight win streak. Oh, now you're about to fight a debuter again. No, once you get to that point of having like a certain amount of fights,
Yeah.
you're not gonna keep getting these debut guys where they're coming straight out of amateur. It's just gonna keep getting tougher, especially it depends on what promotion you're fighting for. Me, this promotion I'm fighting for, Colorado Combat Club. Usually I fight for Fury. Fury has and Colorado Combat Club, but Fury is just known to be that, probably 1 or 2 feeder to the UFC. So you have guys coming from not just the United States, but from like different countries. You feel me? So it's like you're really getting the best look from every fighter. Like you're getting ready to face, the best fighter that you could possibly face, and it doesn't get easier. So
Yeah, and we are definitely preparing for that. We are preparing for him. Like, I don't think he understands the level of preparation that we are doing. The another good thing about my son, and he actually said this in the last time he was here, the fact that he records every sparring round and sit back and watch it and pick it apart. And to, like, if he got hit with something, why? If he did something good, why? The question is not the what. Everybody care about the what. Oh, I got a good punch, or I got punched. No, that doesn't matter because it already happened. It's the why. And that's going to get you to the next step. And my son really, really kind of sits on the why. So studying his own rounds, we study all his fights. We study the guys that he fought and what happened to them. Because all the guys that he beat went on to fight and lost again. So this shows their level of skills. So
What is the why?
Huh?
You said he studies the why?
Yeah, like for instance, if me and him are sparring and I caught him with a hook, why did that happen?
Oh, okay. Nice.
Maybe he dropped his hand, maybe I timed it, maybe he came in too aggressive. So we studying the why.
or
So
maybe
to make
he set it up.
Yeah, maybe set up so to make sure it doesn't happen again. Like, listen, I will say this about Robert. I do believe he's a tough guy. I do believe he's gonna come in with his best. Actually, I hope that he doesn't. I hope he's not training. I hope he doesn't come in good. I hope he's injured. I hope he makes this fight super easy. I hate when people are like, man, I want a tough fight. I want an easy fight. I don't want that. I want an easy fight. Although I will train for the best version, because I'm assuming because you know you were fighting Elijah. I'm assuming that you know how big of an opportunity this is. 1, to beat Elijah. 2, to go 6-0. I'm assuming you are going to do your best. You're going to bring your best. And baby boy, you just know we're going to prepare for that. So I'm so excited.
It's the main event title fight.
What's the location again?
It is, where is it? I know it's, I can't remember what the.
It's called the Brighton Event Center, something like that. It's right off of, it was where I-70 hits I-25. It's like almost right there. It's almost that first exit. You come off I-25, you hit I-70, it's our first exit. Okay. And it's like 2 blocks down the road from there.
And that's December 15th?
December 15th, right. Friday night.
Yeah.
Friday night SmackDown.
Yeah. And like I said, we got 2 other guys that are gonna be on the card. We got one guy. He's gonna be fighting an amateur fight, Darius. We have another guy, Justin Campos. He's gonna be making his pro debut. Long-awaited pro debut, because the guy got so many amateur fights. He got so many kickboxing fights, but he's never had the opportunity to go pro, because he's in the Space Force. Every time we get him ready, he got to go to work, or maybe an injury, or someone pulls out. But he's finally making his pro debut. And the other piece is like, now we are training with Factory X. Factory X is my home. Like I helped build that gym. I mean, I was probably like a little small piece of it, but I know I put some bricks down in that gym, and that gym got a bunch of champions. In fact, the next day, Brandon is going to be fighting for the flyweight championship in the UFC.
Brandon Royval.
Yeah, and that's the type of people that we are preparing with, besides the guys we have in the gym. So that's awesome. Saying, like, I mean, if Robert surprise us, man, I don't know. I'd be shocked, but I just don't see how this kid could win. We gonna take away every option that he has to win.
Yeah, he's gonna find out the hard way that, like, one, is just gonna be hard to track me down.
Right.
He's a shorter guy, so it's gonna be hard to reach me. I know what he's gonna. I already know what he's gonna be looking for. Those overhand rights, the big hooks. He's gonna be looking he's gonna be looking to stop the shots, which is cool. But can you stop 10 shots though? You can stop 1, but can you stop 10?
And 10 different ones.
Yeah.
Not the same shot. And the thing about Robert is, like, make it so easy for us, is that we know he got power. So we just pay attention to his power punches. We know he's not a big head kicker. He's not a big kicker. He's definitely not a wrestler. He's not gonna double leg Elijah. In fact, a funny fact is, out of Elijah 8 fights, what is it, 9 fights, he has never been taken down.
Wow.
Yeah.
So good luck on that. And even if you happen to get him down, your jiu-jitsu compared to Elijah's jiu-jitsu is like, honestly, no offense to Robert. I know once again it's going to sound super offensive. We're going to sound super cocky. And hopefully we don't have to eat our words, December 15th.
What they say, knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
That's tobacco wood right there.
Yeah. I just don't see a way that he can win. He don't have experience like the way Junior Cortez had.
That's another thing. Like, when I fought Junior Cortez, I know what you were saying when we were
at Factory X.
No. When we were both how we both came up in our pro career.
Oh yeah,
Junior.
Stepped up.
Yeah, how we stepped up, how we ended up matching up with Junior Cortez is that initially I was never supposed to fight Junior Cortez. We just went through a whole bunch of different opponents that kept, turning us down.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, that kept turning us down until it got to a point and it's like, all right,
we gotta fight someone 6-2.
Yeah. Like, somebody who's coming off of the Dana White Contender Series. He's been at the highest or close to the highest level. I would say that's the highest level right there.
Right.
You damn near get a contract if you win in a crazy fashion or in a good fashion. So he's felt what the next level has felt like, and that's something that I know for sure that Robert Trujillo hasn't felt. He hasn't felt that next level. I have, so I know how to deal with it better. He's gonna come and see, like, Elijah isn't just.
You're gonna show him.
Yeah, Elijah isn't just Gilbert Smith's son. I'm making my name for myself.
It's awesome.
And I think that's what a lot of people always think. That's Gilbert's son. That's Gilbert's son,
I mean, which is not a bad thing.
It is true.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
Young Eli
nice.
stepping into himself, man.
exactly.
Let's go.
I get you. Yeah, that makes sense.
And another piece that I believe that, like, once again, Elijah, he just says things that really that makes me happy. One, as a coach, but definitely as a father. He's like, I'm gonna have to clean up my act. No more drinking and partying and smoking weed and things that I don't do and I don't really condone. But he's young. He's 21 now, so he could do whatever. But like
Medical.
Medical. You know what I mean?
Helps me sleep
I
at
don't
night.
drink. I don't smoke, so I could never say it's a good thing. People do whatever you want to do, but that's just the way I am.
I feel like he just made me sound like an alcoholic.
But you live in life. But
Yeah.
you said for this camp and for this fight, he needs to cut it out. Because his boys would hit him up. Hey man, you want to go to the club this weekend? And I'm pretty sure he still go out. And
I
still
still
have a good
go
time.
out, but I just don't. I tell him I'm like, bro, I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just here to have a good time and just vibe out. Cause
awesome.
and the cool thing about that is that they respect that, cause they understand like, yo, Elijah has a big fight coming up. Sometimes they'll forget, be like, hey, yo, Elijah, you want to drink? And I'll be like, nah, I'm good. They're like, oh yeah, that's you. I understand why. So I think that's a pretty dope thing that they they don't try to peer pressure you like, hey man, come on man, it's just one drink.
Yeah, for
Said
sure.
no, cause
Especially at your age, because that can happen a lot. Like,
exactly.
In the early 20s, for sure.
That's the number one go-to
He
thing.
just turned 21 in September, so
Yeah.
everybody like, man, you can come drink with me.
Yeah. No,
But-
we'll do that after the fight.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
The fight.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
Bottle
right.
service. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. Is like we get to end off the year on a good note, on a big note, and then we can start 2024 and see what comes next. Because the problem with this game is that there's no off season. So as you like celebrate this win, awesome, I'm a champion. Now I was like, okay, what's next?
Yeah.
There's another fight. There's another hungry lion, and they're gonna get like. Honestly, I believe Robert was such a good matchup for us. He's 5-0. He's kind of famous from the power slap, and he's a beatable guy, very beatable guy. But the next guy is probably gonna be less known and even tougher.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna be less motivated to beat that guy.
I think this is gonna be like those type of fights. Like, okay, you beat a 5-0 guy. Okay, now since this guy is 5-0 and he has a name behind him, all right, cool. Now we're about to give you somebody who's probably like maybe 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what that's why I always train. Like, I don't train for obviously we're training for this fight, but you got to always think like there's somebody else who's tougher. There's always somebody else who's better. Somebody who's
some
willing.
D1 wrestler, some
yeah.
crazy kickboxer,
Yeah.
some crazy jiu-jitsu world champion. Like Elijah's going to start getting into that realm that we can be dealing with specialists that's highly advanced in their area, coming from a team that's like well known with killers and and these are things we have to be prepared for. And that's why like in training camp, like Elijah said it, like we don't train for just this one person. We train for the best of the best. And because we want our career to go to the highest level.
Yeah.
So we got to train at the highest
Junior
level.
Cortez, if you fight him again,
Oh man,
what's going on with that?
I would love to.
You gonna run it back?
Yeah, I would love to run it back. But first, I want to reestablish myself. I want to reestablish who I am, and just keep building up on that confidence. I'm not the one who I'm not gonna sit there and look for that rematch. But if stars align perfectly and they're like, yo, this will be this can get you right into it for the ticket for the big show. Oh yeah, give me that back. Let me correct a lot of the errors that I made in that fight. And I truly believe even now, like if I fought him tomorrow, it would be a different kind of outcome. It would be a different outcome for sure. Especially a different type of Elijah he would totally see.
Yeah, and regardless of fighting him again,
Yeah.
I mean, I really want to thank him.
Yeah,
Because he did show us the next level. He showed Elijah the next level. He showed Elijah some of his deficiencies, and he was very respectful. And honestly, I do wish him the best in his career. because you need those experiences. You know, another thing that Elijah said to me once again, Elijah like says little tidbits of things that I'd be like, that's what I want to hear. Because I told him, I said, man, I apologize. As your coach / manager, maybe I should not have booked that fight. You being 2-0, him being 6-2, that technically shouldn't have happened. And I take that as your coach, as your manager. But then Elijah turned to me, he's like, nah, I needed that. I needed to feel that next level. I'm like, okay. All right, I love that positive mindset. Because some people would take a failure and let it break them. Or you could take a failure and let it build you. Like, we know the secret ingredient to success is failure. If you don't know how to fail, you won't know how to succeed. And that's a fact. So I really appreciate Elijah having that mindset and taking that, and so he could grow and just become the best version of himself.
Yeah, Elon Musk says, if you're not failing, you're not innovating enough.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, even in fighting, you know, he's talking about business, but even in fighting,
I literally watched that. Speaking of that, I watched the documentary, the space one.
Oh yeah.
They tried like, I think they was trying a lot of like, probably like 10 times to get the. I don't know what they were doing, but they tried multiple times to do something in space, and finally, like the last time they tried it, Elon Musk, he was like, "No, we're gonna do it again."
Was it the Falcon 9?
Yeah,
landing?
that's what it was. Yeah. And I was like, damn, we're not just talking, we're talking about billions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Billions of dollars.
It's shooting out millions of dollars out of the bottom of it.
And he's like, nah, we felt it, you know, multiple times, but we're gonna keep doing it. And eventually, they got to where they wanted to be. They did everything that they wanted to get out of that. So it's that is a powerful quote.
Yeah, I think it's huge. Yeah, and with business, you know, to relate things back to business with fighting, I when I do sales calls, I study my sales calls because I'll record them just for my own personal thing, and I'll go back and listen and, okay, what did I do here? Where did I go wrong? And, like, you know, you learn from those failures, you know, studying, like, okay, things didn't go exactly. For some reason, I was stuttering right there. Why was I stuttering? I had a sales call last Friday. In the middle of it, I'm, like, killing it, and then I just forgot where I was. I was just
blanked out.
Just blanked out. I was like, oh, crap, I'm fumbling.
I think that's So me, outside of fighting, I work at Hugberger Subaru, and
Nice.
I think that's it's a funny kind of thing because it's like most of my obviously all of my coworkers know that I fight, and it's funny because some of them, they'll come up, they'll be like, it's just so crazy how you can like switch like, you know, my customer service. I'm like, man, I'm just professional like that.
Exactly.
But it is kind of like it's offsetting because you know, you after work, when I get off of work, now it's like, okay, now I got to go punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that makes work a little bit easier because sometimes you feel like punching someone in the face at work. He'll come to me and be like, man, my coworker pissed me off. Like, you know, and like, well, let's go punch this guy, not your coworker.
Or like, you know, you go to work one day, you know, your face looks normal. You leave, you go train, and you come back to work the next day. Now you have a black eye.
Domestic
And
violence.
that's like Tony, you know, with Tony.
Yeah, you got your customer who you're dealing with, and they're just staring at your eye. You're like, can you not look at this one? look at my good eye.
Yeah. You know, and the thing about failure too is like, failure is really, really great, but it has to be done correctly.
Yeah.
Because you can do something. In other words, you can't cut corners. For instance, let's say, what's that ship that kind of blew up?
The Titan?
Yeah, the submarine.
Yeah.
You know, he was innovating, but he was cutting corners.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
So his failure.
With people's lives on the line.
Yeah. So exactly, his failure cost him his life and other people's life. So that's not a good failure.
No.
You know what Elon Musk was doing. You know, he was failing, but he was really trying to learn and try to like make it better and better. And even when he succeeded, he still wasn't happy with it. You can't cut corners. No matter if you're going to succeed or fail. If I'm going to jump into something, I'm going to go at it 100%. And then if I fail, I can at least say I did my best. And then what did I learn from that? And I want to come back stronger off of that. So failure is cool, but you can't be dumb.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Right.
so true. And I got a lot of lessons too about like being younger and being with friends. And I'm not saying your friends are like my friends, but when I was younger, my friends were wild, like wild.
Oh yeah, no, my
wild
boys
people.
are wild too. They
Okay,
for
all right.
sure, definitely.
But like I learned a lesson early on in life. I was just thinking about it, but about like in life you don't necessarily get what you deserve, but you get what you tolerate. So if you're gonna tolerate the friends who are around you who are doing things that are like real, because my friends were doing things that are real bad, right?
Yeah.
You gotta figure that out in your life. You know, you get what you tolerate in your life, whether it's just a coworker who's getting in. You go on lunch and they're doing whatever, and you're a part of that. It's anything in life. You just have to figure out what that is. And the ones who are gonna be with you in your ride or dies, they're gonna be with you. I still have friends with me that are like my ride or dies, and they're always gonna be with me. But there are the ones as I've gotten older or have gotten a little bit more successful that I've had to clear away just because of that. Just because when you're trying to get something and you're trying to excel, you have to be fully focused on that, and you can't let things pull you away. You can't let things pull you. And your dad knows that lesson.
Yeah,
Like, you
you can't.
cannot.
I mean, my son broke his arm. I was like, you good? I gotta get back to training. Like,
Yeah.
There's
And
a
so that's
lot of-
important. And I'm not saying you're in that
Yeah, no,
situation, but you
definitely.
are a focused person who's special. Like you were telling me a bunch of things of like you're doing customer service. That means you're like the total package. If Dana White was looking at you, you're not just a knuckle dragger kicking someone's ass.
Yeah.
Like you have dimensions to you other than just your fighting. You have a personality to you. You
I've had-
rap. There's a lot of things that are artistic about you and creative about you. And so people are going to catch that about you. And one, people are going to want to mentor that and it's be great. But there's also going to be a lot of bad actors who want to latch onto you. And so just be wary of that because you
Good
have a
thing
lot of good
Jazzy
things going for you.
pointed
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be leeches.
yeah, you gotta
And
watch
it's
out
not
for
like-
the girls.
And it's not like it gets any easier with the more wins you pile up. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny how people hype you up. You know, I did a video after his loss. It's like when you're winning, everybody's there celebrating. Everybody's shaking hands. Everybody want a picture. Everybody want an autograph. And then when you lose, it's like you're alone. The phone stop ringing. People stop wanting. People start questioning. Like, he actually really sucked, man. I know he wasn't that good. People will build you up, and then they definitely will knock you down. But you cannot let that be your story. I always say this: other people's opinions should never be your fact. And what that means is like, even if they think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, I cannot live on that. Because they may think I am the best of the best, but the truth is I'm not. And I have to keep that hunger to want to keep growing and learning. Or people are like, you kind of suck. Once again, I can't let their opinion become my fact. Because they think I suck doesn't mean I really suck. You know, because I know how great I am. But I cannot be delusional. I always say fighters should be semi-delusional. You do got to believe you got something great in you. You do got to believe you are a great competitive fighter, whatever the case may be. But it has to be backed up with hard work and dedication. If not, then you're just being delusional. I'm really good. I'm going to be a champion. Yeah, how you going to be a champion when you barely train? You're missing training sessions.
Right.
Come on. You're delusional now. So that's my opinion.
You got to be able to back it up if you're going to act it up.
You over there trying to rhyme. Bars.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
I'm
Back
always
it up.
rhyming.
Back it up. We're going to act it up. Bars.
It's very true. And we follow a guy named Alex Hormozy, who's like a big business person that we're following. And he says like confidence is a direct correlation of a stack of undeniable proof. When a lot of people, and we talk about this all day long, like our buddy Edgar behind the camera, he's amazing at what he does. And like the confidence isn't there yet. So it's like the hot girl in high school that doesn't know she's hot yet. You know, that one girl in high school, they're like, oh man, she don't know she's hot yet because she's still down there talking to everybody, all the nerds and all that stuff. The stack of undeniable proof will
We'll cut to
tell
a
you
clip
that.
of how hot Edgar is.
Yeah. But when you have that talent and people see that in you, that's a great thing. But he's exactly right. You got to be careful of the echo chambers of just the hype man who are just, you know, they think you're the greatest, but sometimes you don't want to get clouded with that because what happens with a lot of famous people is they have yes men all around them.
I ain't gonna lie, I that's probably one. I mean, I like going out, but I hate going out only for the simple fact that like especially a lot of people, they know me. So I don't, you know, sometimes I just want to go out and just, you know, just be in my own element. But then you do have those people that do come up to you, be like, yo, you the greatest, like you the best in the city. I'm like, all right, like I appreciate I appreciate the love, but it's like deep down inside, I know where I'm at, and I know where I want to be, and that's not where I'm at right now. So I take it, as humble as I can, but sometimes I just don't want to. I just don't want to hear that all the time, because then I don't want to get a big head. I don't want to get a big head.
Just treat me like a regular person. Like I mean. We nowhere to a level of like a Kanye or Jay-Z top level of fame, but I could imagine the things they deal with. I was like, is anybody around me real?
Yeah.
Do the people actually like me, or do they just like what I can potentially do for them? Even though it's just clout chasing, they just want to take a picture with me so they can look famous too. Or do they actually really care about me? They were like, if I lose it all, if I lose everything today, who's going to be around me?
Yep.
Who's gonna still love me? Who's gonna still respect me? And those are the type of people I'm looking forward to have. Because I remember when I was an Ultimate Fighter and I'm coming off the show, I'm going through the airport, everybody asking for autographs and pictures, and I come home, I'm on a date with a girl, and people stopping me from having a date to take a picture with me, and it's great, and I love that. But then it gets bad, like if I go to a party and I just want to hang out with the homies and talk, everybody want to talk to me about MMA.
Yeah.
So what about that?
So what about Chuck
Kimbo
Liddell?
Slice? So back in the day, it'd be the Kimbo Slice.
Oh,
What about the Kimbo Slice or John Jones? I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about like, or better yet, they would tell me, I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan, man. I love you. I'm like, really? So what fight have you watched? That one fight, they can't even name a fight, but it's all good. I know that's how people are.
Yeah.
Right.
And but I know they have the best intentions.
Right.
But I just can't let that like get to my head.
For sure. And a lot of times it may be just because they're in the presence of someone who's done something, so they get excited, and maybe they're even just talking up the way they actually feel at the same time.
I just hope to inspire them to go seek out their own dreams. Like it's funny how people would give up so many hours to watch football, right? And I even talked to my son about this. You would sit down and watch hours and hours to watch people play their dreams out, but you won't go pursue your own dreams. You spend more time, money buying all the gear, all the T-shirts and helmets and footballs and everything.
I think that's one reason why, like, I was playing flag football, and then I won because I got cut, man. I was like, man, I ain't doing this no more. But just to feel like, I don't know, those guys, they get so competitive with flag football, and I just in my head, I'm like, I'm not going anywhere with this. Like what am I gonna get signed or something? Like there's nothing to it. Don't get me wrong, I love just playing football, just here and there. But there's guys who really take that flag football or like semi-pro serious, like to heart. But I'm like, damn, if I get hurt, who gonna pay my medical bill?
Yeah, well, I mean,
so it's like one of those things. It's like I correlated with with MMA. It's like, all right, cool. If I'm watching these guys, then I can learn from these fights what they do, and then we could do it in training.
Yeah, study it. But like I'm just saying how people, and I'm not gonna name no names, how someone would skip practice to watch a 49ers game.
Oh yeah, no, I'm skipping.
I'm not gonna name no names. But but this particular person texts me, "Hey, Dad, I'm that's it."
You're 1-year-old, right?
Yeah, 1-year-old. I can't make it a practice because the 49ers playing. I'm like, that's funny. You're gonna stop pursuing your dream to watch someone else play out their dream?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They don't care about you. They're not stopping to play football to watch your fight.
We got parlays going on, man, where there's money to be made around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. Well, hopefully watching that football game is gonna help you. But I mean, but the truth is, he don't really do that too often. Like even last Sunday, the 49ers was playing, and we had a training session, and like, okay, training session's at 2:00. He texts me, "Hey, can we do it earlier?" And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "'Cause 49ers playing." I'm like, okay, but I appreciate the fact that he at least coming to train,
right,
and not gonna skip practice. So I moved up the training session, and I had to do it for everyone. Everybody was cool with it, so he got away with it.
I think because everybody wants to chill on Sunday.
Yeah, so we was able to get a great training session in, and he could still go back and watch the 49ers game.
So you're maturing, Gilbert.
Yeah,
you would normally not do that, but now you're maturing,
yeah,
man.
I'm maturing as a coach. Because back in the day, I was like, nah, you either show up or not. We're doing it with it without you.
The next 49ers game, just remind him that he needs to be mature.
Exactly.
Listen,
breathe.
That's why I hate the football season. I really hate the football season because people are like, man, they get so fanatical about it. Like, man, I gotta stay home and watch the Dallas Cowboys play.
Man, because
I can't watch it because I get like that, so I just cut it out of my life. I can't watch my Cowboys play, dude.
There's a lot on the line, man. I got my, I got my parlays going on. I got my fantasy team.
Oh my god!
Not just one fantasy team, but two. And. Yeah, there's
but the game is gonna happen, and they're gonna win or lose regardless if you watching or not.
Yeah, but
that's how I feel.
Yeah, that is true. But it's like to see what's going on. I like to be updated. Like, all right, I know Christian McCaffrey has 40 yards, and I need him to get 60. It just gives me more hope. Like, okay, this parlay might hit.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather sit back and just let it happen, and then I go look at the tail end. If not, my anxiety level.
I think my anxiety level will be even higher. Like, cause then I'm like, man, I don't even want to check it. But I want to check it so bad.
Yeah, I could see that.
So if I could see like what's already going on, okay, I could already plan. I can see. Say if he has like five more yards to go, and it's like 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter, I can put my phone down and be like, I'm not hitting that.
It's not gonna happen.
And they're on defense.
I know.
But like I do think because of these situations, I have matured to be able to relate to my guys because my life revolves around training. like even my girlfriend, like, do you do anything else? Like, what else do you do? Like, yeah, I do jiu-jitsu. I do wrestling. I do boxing. She's like, do you do anything outside of the gym? I watch MMA at home. Okay, do you do anything outside MMA? I don't. Like I used to puzzle. Puzzling was my thing for a while, especially when I had some really dark times. But I have no other hobbies, and so to me, if you're not about that, it's hard for me to relate.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're talking about football,
I think it's different because growing up, I wanted to play football. Like I wanted to play college ball. I had dreams. I was gonna be in the NFL, man. Like I said.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like something that's always gonna be a part of me. Football season will.
You wouldn't even liked it, man. Your life is so much better right now doing MMA than playing football. Football.
I could believe that. I could believe that. Taking more hits. Lifting heavy. Probably be. If I would've. They probably would have put more weight on me. I'd probably be walking around like 185.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, like, people think that MMA is like a brutal sport, but damn, football is like next level. Football is way worse than MMA. Just because of the fact that, like,
100%.
you play a game every Sunday. Or every Monday, whatever. So
Sunday, Monday.
How many concussions happen per game?
Yeah. So, like, or even just
a football game
just
today.
the pressure on your joints, on your knees, your elbows, your shoulders. Like and the small percentage of people that actually make it, it's so small. Yeah. And also, like, when can you start? Because like the sport of fighting, you could start later on in life. And football, like, you got to start like how old? I don't know. You could probably tell me, but you got to start earlier.
I mean,
at least high school.
High school. That's probably the latest that you can start. But it all depends on what grade. If you start junior year,
very few people have
you would have to be like some type of freak natural athlete, or like you probably maybe you didn't want to play football, so you was playing basketball this whole time, and you just happened to pick up on football and those last
run fast.
You were just a freak athlete. Really. But
the torture on the body and every Sunday. And the other piece I didn't like about football, and the reason why I didn't play it is because you wear a helmet. And what I mean by that is, like, if I'm going to do something,
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
If you're going to do something, I want to know. I want people to know it's me that's doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that one-on-one sport where you could be like, either I'm gonna take all the credit for winning, or I'm gonna take all the credit for losing. It's all on me.
You didn't have that. You didn't have that feeling in high school. You come back and say you had a 3 touchdown day, and you go back to school, man, you the man. You the man.
Football rules.
Teachers
At least
love
right now
you.
it does.
No,
Yeah,
I get it.
You the man.
Yeah, you are. You the man, and everybody likes you and whatnot. Kids, whatever.
So it's like I want that to keep happening.
Yeah, but it's weird because like you got 3 touchdowns, but that's only because people was blocking well for you. You know, like you know what I'm saying? Like you really didn't do much. You took like 10 steps. You in the end zone. You know, you get all this credit. I mean, the problem is the blockers don't even get no credit. Like I mean, anyways,
yeah, they do. They get we used to buy them food.
no one's dating
the tackle.
Starting tackle.
Yeah.
No one's dating that guy. You know what? Everybody wants the quarterback or the running back. You know, the wide receivers. Like no one cares about the other guys. I mean, people do care, but I'm saying like the stars.
Right.
You know, I was watching a special last night about Barry Sanders, on Amazon Prime, and seeing him run and be so great, and the whole team was built around him. I was like,
I don't know. That's somebody who I feel like had great conditioning because to be running back and forth sideline to sideline to maybe gain to maybe gain like 10 yards, that and then have to do it again the next play. That's a lot. He definitely had a workload.
Yeah, and obviously not really having a team.
I can only imagine what he went through.
Running backs go through the worst.
That's why, the thing about Barry Sanders that made him so special is the fact that he retired at his height. He just walked away.
Yeah, I would have too.
Yeah, he was like I'm done. I mean,
in Detroit.
Yeah, playing for the Lions. But it was so funny how they was comparing him to Emmitt Smith. And both those guys were 1 and 2 or 2 and 1, depending on what year it was.
I put Barry.
But Emmitt Smith, you would put him above. But Emmitt Smith got Super Bowls.
Yeah, but he had that line.
Yeah, he had the team. He had the quarterback.
Yeah,
and he just feels sad for Barry Sanders. He'd be like, man, you know what?
Same thing with Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders is my GOAT, and I'm a Cowboy fan. And Emmitt Smith's my favorite player of all time, but Barry Sanders is my GOAT for greatest running back.
Yeah.
Just because he had nobody, you know.
Yeah.
So speaking of recovery, I mean, just thinking about how athletes back then used to recover.
Yeah, used to pull your pants down.
Yeah.
And now we have cryotherapy. Guys are getting their massages weekly. You have your chiropractor, physical. We just have more technology nowadays to recover faster and come back stronger, especially if you have a freak injury.
Well, I would say it's almost the same technology, but I think we have more ability to be is more accessible.
Yeah. And
they have more knowledge. Like these are things that are important. Mm-hmm. For instance, we definitely got our chiropractor, David Lawrenson, such a great guy. He's one of my best friends. He's the best in Colorado Springs. Look him up.
Let's get him on the show.
Yeah. Right. He's actually maybe going to move into Dubai.
Oh.
But
wow.
I will talk to him. And then this Sunday we are going to Sun Water Spa to just sit in some mineral water and just kind of decompress our body.
That's great.
There's things like that. When I was coming up, I didn't do.
Yeah.
And I wish I did, but I didn't do
There was no really literature on it either.
Yeah,
really. Was there?
I mean, they're just
at least I didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hop in the ice bath.
There was no YouTube videos.
Yeah. Right. When everybody talking about it, for me it was just more all right, let's train. You sore, let's train. You tired, let's train. You sick, let's train. You tired of training? Guess what? Let's train some more.
Which is why I think that longevity, guys like LeBron, they're able to play 21 plus years because they invest.
Load management.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan didn't do that.
That's why he ain't played 21 years.
Yeah, but he didn't need to.
He played 21 years, actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But he didn't put up the numbers.
LeBron has a lot more minutes.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan got 6 championships.
LeBron has 4.
Okay, 6 is more than 4. Last time I checked.
Nobody. You can't call. No, that's another conversation for another day. What I was gonna get to was how much he invests in his recovery on his. Obviously us fighters, we don't have off season, but we could still do invest in ourselves to come back better. Within the week, sorenesses, bruises. I think that's the biggest thing because a lot of guys they just after training. They go home and they eat, sleep, then they do the same thing. Then they wake up, oh man, I'm so stiff.
Yeah, like I told him, I was like
he's been putting me on he told me to start, rolling out and stretching out.
Foam rollers, or even like I told him about the cold showers. Like one of the things you do, you get into the shower, like 30 seconds, and just like have it cold. And and those things can really heighten good blood flow. There's a lot of science behind of it, and like, and these are things that like we don't want to do because it's like sometimes uncomfortable. But it's,
every time that's what I've heard.
Every time.
But it's great. And like, listen, Elijah is 21.
I know.
Like, first of all, I didn't have my first fight until I was 27. So the fact that he's learning this stuff now, like, I believe that he could easily be one of the greats. And even if he doesn't, like, make it to that level, because there's so many, like, variables that will stop it.
Right.
But he's going to have so much knowledge to pass on. Like, if he wanted to be a really, really great coach, he's going to be able to do that. So he's got a multiple different career paths that he can go and, like, and live a happy life and do what he wants to do and not what he's made to do.
Yeah.
All right. So December 15th, guys, we're going to start wrapping this up.
Yeah.
So is there anything else, or do you have another question to add?
Before we wrap it up, just want to see, okay, so for both of you, just real quick, this next year, 2024, we're coming up to the end of 2023, but 2024, if everything worked out the way that you wanted it to work out, what would that look like for you? We'll start with Elijah, then Gilbert.
I would say we make a run. I would like to, get at least 3 fights for next year. We go into this next fight, we win. I'll be 4-1. 4-1. Say we go on another 3 fight win streak. Hopefully get in that title contention for next year, and work for that contract, man. Like that's. I think next year will be the year that I get my foot in the doorstep. So that's what we have incoming for 2024. We make a run.
Love it, brother. Well, win, lose, or draw, by the way, we got your back no matter what. We're a huge supporter of you, and we're always following you and watching your stuff, you and your dad and stuff, and we love you, man.
I appreciate that.
I think for Elijah, and what he's really spelling out is like, because the best way to the UFC is through the Contenders show, and that happens every August. So we're not gonna make it this year because Elijah don't have enough fights. So by next year, we're hoping to make it. So we're gonna have about 1.5 years to get ready for that. And during that time frame, we have to get ready, not just for the show, but for the like UFC level. Because once he gets there, it's one thing to make it there, it's another thing to stay there. And those guys get tough. They come from all over the country, the world, and they come with high level skills. And we got to be ready for that. So we got 1.5 years to get some good fights and to get some good skills. Now, for me, obviously, personally, is to build up the next crop of guys to come right behind Elijah. And, I'm always looking for great talent. I'm always looking to help and work with people and just build the gym to make it viable for everyone, not just for fighters, but also for everyday average people who just want to learn self-defense to get in shape or learn jiu-jitsu or boxing or kickboxing or MMA. Some people actually have a dream of just stepping in the cage once, and I'm here for that. So to really keep Victor MMA growing and getting better, and spending me personally, I want to spend more time with my girlfriend, with my kid. I want to travel a little bit more. I used to love to travel.
Nice, man.
And so next year we got some plans to go back to Costa Rica and probably get another big trip somewhere. So that's my goal for 2024.
I love it.
Awesome.
Where can we find you guys? We'll start with you, Elijah.
Y'all can find me on Instagram, ShakurTheBag02. Also, you can find me on Apple Music, same name, Shakur the Bag, ShakurDabag. So keep that in stock. Go ahead, stream the songs. And again, December 15th, Friday night. You don't want to miss. Grab your tickets.
They can literally find you.
Yeah, exactly. You can literally find me. It's here in Colorado, or not Colorado Springs. It's in Denver, Colorado. So not far. We're looking around maybe probably like an hour and a half, depending on what time you leave for traffic. So if I don't see you there, all right, then me and you gonna fight.
Okay.
That's the problem.
And remember, it's Shakur, like Tupac Shakur, and the reason why he goes by Shakur the Bag, because Shakur is actually his middle name. Because growing up, I was a Tupac fanatic. So I named him Elijah Shakur Smith.
They caught the guy. You know that, right?
Yeah. They killed yeah.
Just recently.
Yeah, that's a whole nother. But
it's about a month old.
yeah. As far as finding me, you can find me on Instagram at respectfully Gil, just how it sounds, and at Victory MMA CS. CS stands for Colorado Springs. And also on YouTube, I have a really big YouTube page where I put out a lot of instructional videos, free videos. On that page, you can see our sparring. You can literally see me and my son sparring, punching and kicking each other. You can see how we train, our technique. And sometimes I try to promote little funny videos just to kill the whole monotony of just seeing arm balls and jabs. Yeah. And that YouTube page is on the Victory MMA, Colorado Springs.
Love it. Fantastic. Sure. Well, sweet. Yeah. Well, this has been a great episode, guys, and it's always a pleasure having you guys on, and we always support you guys. So we appreciate the support back too.
Thank you guys.
All right. Well, this has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one.